It's John Cena. It is not. It is ICL on a Tuesday. And if you're listening to this, that means we went live. I don't see us live on. Well, we are live. And if you're listening to this, that means that you said JDZ, more like JDC later. It's time for the ICL. Yeah, Ed? Who? Aiden? I don't know him. It's the ICL, dudes. And you guys are saying who's in this? You don't know. Is anyone here?
I am unmuted as well.
Yes. And these are the 16 best people. One of them's me, and that's
One
okay.
of them's also me.
All right, 14 viewers. We have 14 viewers other than, and that's great. And honestly, guys, we have a great show tonight. Let's go ahead. Guys, who do you think is here? Decked Out Giant is here, Evie7789, and you have three great people. It is me, Katie.
Did you know Decked Out Giant is local to you, Katie?
Is what?
He's local, although he's a little more local to me than you. Do you know who that is?
That is... Did he have Heathcliff in his deck? I just forgot his first name, but he...
Heathcliff?
No, maybe not. I feel like possibly. Let me know, Decked Out Giant. Did you have Heathcliff in your...
a Lorcana card?
Yeah, there was Heathcliff and Thomas O'Malley. I feel like that Decked Out Giant must be who I'm thinking of, and
he was definitely playing Thomas O'Malley.
Yes, then yeah. Yes, he did. Okay, so shout out, I got it. I might not, it's not Travis, but my goodness, I know your name, and I feel like I'm going to throw up.
Steve!
Yeah, Steve! Yeah. And
we got there.
I did get there. I remembered your deck list, so that's honestly a bigger honor, right? I know your face and your deck list and that you're a giant. And those, honestly, that's better than knowing your name. My dad's name's Steve. I deleted it. So, there's already so many. We have Steve Grant, Steve playing tonight, Steve, my dad, and Steve Decked Out Giant with Thomas O'Malley and Heathcliff. Let's show our faces. Come on. People want to see it.
Hey, we're here.
Well, I'm not sponsored by Red Bull, so I don't like drinking it in front of them, but...
You could be one day. You know what?
Red Bull gives
Sponsor
you
me, Red Bull.
But yeah, shout out to Nebraska. I kind of look like a baby. I need to sit up straighter, dude. I'm like, hey guys.
In it, yeah.
I'm up though. It's one day night, and we have not one, not two, not three. It's actually 2 rounds of Great Disney Lorcana tonight. So.
Just the 2.
Just 2. And why is that?
We will be watching 3. We will be watching 3. It's just 2 rounds of Ink Inc. versus World Class cards. Unfortunately for World Class cards, or fortunately, because hopefully we'll hear about them over the weekend, because a whole bunch of them are all going to Singapore.
Yeah, they put the world in World Class cards, guys. They
say everywhere.
Apparently they want to have fun and like sightsee and stuff, so they're leaving a little early, so they weren't able to
because
all
it's
make
like
it tonight.
24 hours of traveling, so I think maybe we'll get there a little bit before we have to compete. You know what I mean?
That's probably wise.
Yeah.
Probably wise.
Our jerseys have Adidas branding. Wow. But,
really?
Yeah. The jerseys are Adidas branded, dude. They're not sponsored by Adidas. So I think.
Okay. I was like, yo.
They're just Adidas material.
It'd be funny. They're sponsored by Puma.
Yeah. Totally.
So there was a small period that some Magic players tried to get a sponsorship through Red Bull. It did not make it, but wouldn't that have been cool? You would think that would be something that could work out, right? People like TCG players love energy drinks, so I feel like that's an empty market. Like at DreamHack, the monster people were giving out so many drinks like constantly. You would just walk through the Magic area and you'd see like people stuffing like 2 or 3 monsters in their bag, being like, "I'm gonna get these later. Let's go get another one."
Yeah, I don't really love energy drinks that much. Like it's the sweating, anxiety, and heart palpitations that come with that much caffeine. You know what I mean? Wow. Yeah. All right.
Did you know at the founders party you got one if you were a founder? Now recruit it.
Wow.
WCC Katie.
That's insane.
So anyway, I thought that was funny. I'll go back to my normal attire. In Ink Inc, if you have any shirts.
I was going to say, I have pins, which is honestly, I like that. I mean, the ETB, those are the ones that I love that shirt, the hoodie. the shirt. That's my favorite. I like the pens from Ink Ink. I mean, Team Swag is my favorite.
It is, right? I
Yeah,
wear my
it is.
ATV one. That is
I
my
love it.
traveling attire.
Mhm.
I went to an ice cream store and the child said, "Oh, what band is that?" And I
Yeah.
said, "It's a Canadian TCG team, sir."
Yeah, it's a
He went-
Canadian
he
Disney
went-
Lorcana team.
He
Sorry. Anyway.
did not ask any further questions after that. He
No.
said, "I'm good,
No.
dude. Take your ice cream. Get out, dude."
You take that ice cream and you get out of here, Witty. Oh wait, Steven.
See?
Witty, and we love Witty. He goes by many names: Stephen Whitcomb Witty, Gargaroff, all sorts of things. And he is local to the DMV area, and he is 10th seed at DLC Toronto, 35th place DLC Toronto, which is the same, seems like the same tournament, but different, right? He was a seed. Oh, yeah, 2 different facts, same tournament. There we go.
Yes.
Pod 26, Lorcana. He was a winner of his pod, number 26, if you guys remember. We all remember the pods numbers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then 75th at the NA Championships, 13th at PPG Fort Worth 10K, top 8 at PPG Fort Worth 15K. So this guy, he's going around, dude. He literally leaves his area, dunks on some people, heads back, and we love that.
Mm-hmm.
Leaves his area, crushes, then comes back for a nice day.
Yeah, he says, you know what, that was fun. And then also, this is my favorite fact about Steven, is one time I said in front of him, I said, well, somebody's not a Disney adult. And he looked at me and said, what did you just say? I said, you're not a Disney adult. He's like, no, I'm a Disney adult, dude. I go every year multiple times. I'm a pass holder, and got like really upset. And I had to backtrack and be like, whoa, you're a Disney adult.
Pass holder.
Yeah,
How
so
dare
you
you?
You should have
cannot
put.
call a pass holder not a Disney adult.
Yeah.
Like, that is one of the things. We literally pay for the right to be a Disney adult at that point. So
Yeah,
you
Disney
gotta let us
adult.
have it.
Confirmed. We got Lorcana Habibi, and you were just talking about ETB elite clothing. However, I have been recruited
Oh yeah.
to world class cards. Sorry, guys. I'm pretty good at cards. I'm the best person in this side of the apartment. So
Well, you're gonna have to apologize to these Ink Ink people.
Not even the apartment.
No, just
side
this
of the
side.
apartment.
Just
Yep.
this side.
just this side,
Yep.
I'm the best.
And because it's you and the dog, so you definitely beat out the dog.
She
Fantastic.
cannot read. Oh wow. David Gardner showing up and showing out. Color, tell us about this Illumineer.
Well, he is on Ink Ink, so that is a good sign for the roster tonight. He's an 8 times set champion, Ink Ink Invitational top 8 player, 2-time PAX U playmat winner. Oh, okay, that's cool. That playmat, I'm so jealous of that playmat. Number 1 at making JDRR question my deck list changes. That is an insane thing to claim, because I know about 4 people that drive him mad on a daily basis. But you know what? That's, if you can claim that, then that is impressive. I appreciate it.
I feel like JDRR should have. He has like he should write the "You're So Vain" song to all the people who think that they are upsetting him.
Is this play about us? And the answer is yeah, it is. I was underrecruited from
Wait, I was
world
gonna
class
say,
cards.
Katie. Yeah, I was gonna say, did you lose your sponsorship?
It's still in Valor. It felt like someone's gonna be like, "Did you serve in the world class cards war?" And the
Yeah, I
answer is,
know.
no, I can't steal that Valor, dudes.
You didn't get your owl after topping a
No,
major
I
event.
can't get sued. I bet they have a lawyer. There's no way they don't have a lawyer on retainer.
There's probably a lawyer on the team after that.
Mhm.
Like, is it?
Absolutely.
No.
So
like,
J-Bomb
no,
already
J-Bomb-
called.
I
think
was like,
it's-
he's an accountant. Actually, I think that's what J-Bomb does.
Well, I saw J-Bomb in the chat, and I'm like, shoot, a world class card player just saw I was wearing it, and they're gonna be like,
Yeah.
put him on the horn. J Shaft, look at that face. He already sees me. He sees me wearing this jersey and said, ma'am,
I don't
you're a
know.
world class liar.
World class liar.
Yeah, but J Shaft wearing a really nice jacket. Like we said, 3 stripes. That's Adidas, folks. But top 16 DLC Seattle, top 16 at the North American Continental Championships, and top 16 at the Dallas Pro Play Game Summit. So J Shaft is really nice. One time I went to a dinner, and the waitress did not want to split the bill, and there were a lot of people, and he agreed to let several people pay on his card, and they could Venmo money. So that's a real nice thing to do.
Wow, what a
That's
logistical
funny.
nightmare to take.
It
that
was,
on.
and I would be
It
so
is.
scared.
Oh yeah, no, I'd be like,
I
oh,
actually
mm.
just saw a tweet or a TikTok-y or an Instagrammy or whatever you
J-Shop?
call them, they're called, about someone doing that, where they said there's 2 TCG players, those who can never help put the bill for an Airbnb up front, and those who fight over getting credit card points. So, like, yes, that's a great, nice thing to do, and it was very nice of them, but I bet that was good on the credit card bonus. So good
That's
for
the
him. He
face of
got
a
to
man
be a
who
nice,
said,
good, and benefit.
I
That's
need the
all
points.
winning.
Yeah,
I
I was
need
gonna say,
those
I
points.
do have friends that are like, oh, I need the points, and I'm like, wow, what a charmed life. But anyway,
Yeah.
we do. I mean, he does. He's doing well. He got his owl to the world class of cards, so that's my canon in my own head. Like, if you top an event, if you do all this top 16 nonsense, then an owl comes to you in the night and brings you the jersey that Katie was wearing.
no, you just have to
And
steal
there
it.
we go.
There was like a whole room, dude. And there we go. This person did
There
not
we are.
steal. No, I'm not stealing this jersey.
No, I'm not. Yep.
That's his name,
Luke,
guys.
why
Just,
don't
you know.
yeah, I was just like,
Yeah.
no, I'm not. Yeah, I was
I
like,
mean,
no, I'm not.
I've-
But here you go. Oh, world class.
I know him a
jumps. There
little
we go.
bit.
He said
I
it.
know him a little
Kendall
bit.
said it. I
You
didn't.
know, top 16 DLC Atlanta. I tested with him for that event. We were on Labyrinth together. I got 18th place at that event. Actually, from testing with him 2 days before the event, we played for like 5 or 6 hours. I played 40 games of the Emerald Steel Mirror match, and he was beating me at the end of it. And at the end, I was beating him. And I was like, all right, I got these down. I know what I need to mull. I know what I need to do here, here, and here. And I dominated 2-0'd every single mirror I played. And I highly put that on the testing I got from him, learning things to do. And as playing against people, I was just like, oh, I learned that around game 25 not to do that. and get them, you know. But it was a simpler time, a better time. But, you know, he kept it up. He got top 32 in DLC Vegas. I bubbled on that one, sadly. So he's up. That's 2 events in a row that my former teammate Kendall here did some dominating. But I did get him at the next one. I did do a little better than him. He got top 64 at Seattle. That's 3 very good finishes in the first season. Also made it to Continentals. Future Vibes World Champion. I believe it. I do believe he's gotten top 8 or top 4 at some event.
Oh.
At some
Did they
event,
have the
dude.
Worlds already? I don't
I
know if they
thought he
had
already
the
won it.
Vibes.
I don't know. I
He
thought-
already won
There was
Worlds.
like,
I
yeah,
thought
no, I
the-
already thought he did. I just assumed
Isn't that in the
that Kendall
Bahamas?
nailed
I
that
thought
one.
it was some crazy trip. I don't think they've done it yet. If they have, I don't know.
Can I give a
It would
little
say
anecdote?
Vibes Champion. Yes.
Oh.
So Kendall is somebody that like online persona, very goofy, very fun, very whimsical. But then you meet him in person, you're like very serious. But then you talk to
Nope.
him, back to goofy, back to whimsical, and it's such a roller coaster because you're like, oh, maybe he's serious. No, he is very fun and whimsical. So shout out.
He's
to,
a big bear.
Yeah, he's
just-
so delightful. So
A very nice, kind person.
yeah,
Just-
world class cool guys. WCCG.
Yeah.
World class
And
cool
me.
guys, not World Star. I've wanted to say that for like 10 minutes now. I don't know. Every
World
time I see
Star!
World
Oh,
class
did you get it
cards,
out
I
of your
want to yell
system?
World Star. Yeah.
But I do think this is the most important. He's going to be future Riftbound world champion. I do believe that as well, and the gamer of all time. And
Ugh.
really, that feels right.
He really
too.
is. People say
Yeah.
people have been saying that all night, all day, and we
Yeah.
believe it here, folks. Folks, he's gaming, and we're
All right,
gaming.
but normally we do triple projection of who we're going to think is going to get it. I'm just going to say Ink's got the natural advantage because they automatically win round 3. So I'm going to say they win. But maybe I'm going to
Wow.
be going for my boy Kendall here. I think he's going to take round 2. Maybe
I'm gonna
Shaft can take
discount
it.
the
Maybe he
auto
wins the
win.
dice roll.
I'm
You
gonna
know?
take that out. We're saying who's
You know,
gonna
maybe
win.
I'm
these
gonna
two.
go for world class cards. I love Garrick. I love Ink a lot, but world class cards. I mean, World Star.
They're like the
I'm-
Avengers.
Basically, because Ruby Amethyst is a deck again, I'm going to go and say that Kindle's going to win. That's it. That's my prediction. And if he's not playing Ruby Amethyst, then Ink's going to get it.
Hey, I'm ganking here. Has he been
I'm
playing Lorcana lately, or has he been ganking? That's a real question that Kendall needs to answer
I
for in the
don't
chat.
know what that word
Well,
means.
ganking is you gotta gank. If you're not,
so-
you're dying. He's gone. Luke's gone. It doesn't matter, folks. Folks, we're gonna start here in a minute. People say so. We have Steven versus Justin Shaft, or J Shaft, as you might call it, and we might come Witty versus J Shaft. Fun little names here. Color. How you feel about this matchup? Do you know enough yet? Because I haven't looked at the deck list. I've decided I'm not doing that anymore.
Oh no,
the-
I don't like looking at the deck list because I think that it's a really super fun thing to just kind of like be confused, as
Mhm.
confused as everybody else, especially at the beginning of set 10. Like we might see some cards that are like, oh, okay, I'm gonna ink this and play this, and we already know what's going on. But I do like earlier, it was the LCCCC, and Wonderland decided to play a Lantern and shift a Rockstar Stitch. So anything
and we
can
love
happen.
him for that.
Yes,
we
yeah,
love
and
him. He's a
I want that high every time I cast, where I'm like, what are you playing and why? If I look at the deck list, that's just like the answers.
My My prediction
one
is
of these people's gonna win. Sorry.
I think Steve. Even I think this is his first time playing in the ICL, so I like it when Luke can't. Sometimes Luke says something and we respond and we sound unwell, and Luke goes,
can't hear
because
me.
he feels like he really did it this time. Am I not centered? I'll scoot over here. I made it worse. No, I didn't. Anyway. I'm gonna wiggle around. But anyway, we're gonna jump into the match. And you didn't say who you predict. I'm gonna just say Ink because they are having a tournament and they said I might go up there and I want to eat crab.
Oh, you should go up there. It's a fun time.
Ink,
It's a fun time.
and then World Class Cards. If you guys want me to come to Wisconsin, I really like your cheese. So that's it. So I'm gonna say Ink tonight in hopes. But World Class Cards, I'm buyable. You can absolutely buy my vote.
I was like, you already have the jersey, but like the Ink is like the New England kind of situation. But again, they're all lovely people. So if we're going off vibes, yeah, I'm gonna go Ink on this one. Yeah.
Yeah, why not, Dave? Garrick, who's not here, by the way. I'd like to point out.
I was like to say, why couldn't Garrick play? And then we could be completely biased, and that would be a super easy answer as to who we want to win. And we are going to see him ink a Flynn and play a Flynn. So I'm going with Emerald Amethyst as my guess on this one.
I'm excited because it's boost time, and we do have a playmat from Walt Disney Imagineering, folks. That's right, that was an exclusive at D23. Yeah. So Disney adult status proven. But here we go. We have a Nala as 1 cost 0/4 going down into the inkwell, and the first card being played, possibly unless we missed it.
It's a Nala.
Oh, so this is fun. This is 2 decks that are going to be a little zippy. I think this is a sign that this is a zippy matchup.
Yeah, probably going ahead and like doing that like internal metagame of the ICL and being like, if I do my fast deck first and win the die roll, then my second teammate can then go, they'll be going second. They can do more of a control mirror. And I know you guys do that. I see what you're doing. But at the same time, we have about 2 pixels on that Nala. So that is a guess from me. And at this point, what is this deck? Who has Nala in it at this point? Is this
Zach Bivens? It's actually Zach Bivens.
It's actually, yeah.
Zach Bivens in a J-Shap costume.
Yeah, pretty much. And I think that's probably where we're at here as we're deciding what our second ink of our Emerald Amethyst or Emerald Steel is going to be a Webby into the inkwell to then play what in the actual, it's a Dormouse, Katie.
Dormouse. And Dormouse is everybody's favorite card because we're doing damage, dudes. We're moving damage. It's Christmas.
This is an Emerald Ruby deck, and I have never been more excited or upset that there are not enough pixels for me to see how.
I know. It's like, so you have you have Dormouse memorized, right? Remember that time that we said we should all memorize Dormouse? Well,
it just comes in and does a damage. I'm pretty sure it's like a good old dump truck, but a little less good because it's in colors that nobody ever plays. However, it is quite blurry. Is there any way we can turn up the resolution on the thing, Luke?
Producer, or you could change the car. Maybe he's probably taking care of his child, and honestly, fair. But in the meantime, we'll improvise. I think that is a Bobby Zimmerowski playing, and then inking an Emerald Chromagana. Perhaps that was played last turn. Either way, Bobby Zimmerowski and Lady. So yeah, he does look like he at some point
play a dog's deck.
Did he play Emerald? Oh no, he discarded that with Bobby Zimmerowski. So we were caught up. We got Lady, Bobby Zimmerowski. Guys, it's a dog deck versus Christmas. And here we go. Let's go ahead and see what kind of songs we got because Ursula Deceiver comes down onto the playing field. And now we are in the Shadow Realms, folks. Folks, what are we looking at? It's tough to say.
This is really fun. I love this kind of situation where it looks as though I'm on the board over there, a little bit frozen, a little bit not.
Like inside the matrix. Here we go. I think.
Okay, so I'm just gonna watch it in the past, and then you guys can let me know what happens until we can get there. But here we go. I found it. It is in Discord. I found it. It looks amazing.
I'm in Discord, and I accidentally made them feel very sad about it. But we have we're all back on track, guys, folks. This is live television. And here we go. Steven's going to go ahead and deploy. He did his Ursula's Deceiver. He did not hit anything as far as we can see.
Yeah, as we are going to go ahead and assume, I guess maybe that is a Webby Vanderquack. That'd be kind of cool. What if it was a Quackfaster? That wouldn't make any sense. I can't. Oh my goodness. So we do see that this is going to be a Bobby, a Nala, a Lady, and a Choo Choo Train from my estimation.
A Little John?
Yeah. No, a Little John, that would be neat. That's a nice little 0/4 to throw down on the board to continue to go wide. And then hopefully we can have his entire deck spill over because he's got new sleeves.
They're too slippy. And folks, that's why we always say you want to sand your sleeves. You really want to grit them up. And here we go. We're boosting. And that Flynn Rider just got boosted for you are allowed to boost once per turn. And it looks like this one's a 2 cost to go ahead and boost that. And he does go ahead and ink a Fidget, everyone's favorite meta buster, into the inkwell.
He's our little evasive beauty as he goes into the inkwell. And we do quest for 2. And now notably because of the boosting, we have a +2 strength, so now he is a 3/2 with 2 lore, which makes him a very, very good card. But our little Dormouse is kind of sitting here and not really doing too much for us at this point. And then we are in a tramp territory over here on Justin's side. That is definitely a good place if that's the card we have in hand. Slam that down, as it does look in my dreams to be a tramp coming down. So we'll go ahead and draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards.
It's Fever Tramp. Everybody knows the Fever Tramp from your Fever Dream. And yeah, that card has been a darling since really, I think set 8 was when it was printed. And it's just been rifling through. It's like Bobby Zimmerowski times 4,000 as you go ahead and draw those 5 cards and then discard 5, getting to what I assume to be
the best
Under
card.
the Sea. Is that the best card? Under the Sea? Or malicious? I don't know.
It's like you get to draw 5 cards and then you pitch 5 back, but then hopefully at this point you either have 1 to 2 cards in hand, so you get to keep the best card for the situation, and that's really where it ends up being just kind of extremely obnoxious. And now all that's in the discard. We do see a Lilo, so she can come back at any time, and if we have like a lady Park Avenue shifted at any point, we can go ahead and just get back a tramp to buff up some things and move it forward. And if not, we still just have like a 2/7 tramp, which is a big old boy. I don't think that Dormouse is going to be able to do much about at this point. So we'll turn him sideways.
No, but I mean, it, like you said, I mean, it really, and with the advent of Circle of Life, I mean, really your discard is just a place you put cards you haven't played yet. But we don't know 100%. But we do see Leela, which is a card I think is truly wonderful. So it's like kind of a secret, like I'll save that for later. But either way, we don't know 100% what he got there. He didn't, oh man, Jay Shaft's
those are brand new sleeves. Those were opened 14 seconds before the ICL, and they refused to stay in a stack, as we do see the goofy Emerald Champion coming down, which goes ahead and gives our other Emerald characters ward. And if they are challenged and banished, you banish the challenging character, which I think is kind of special because we've given them ward and we've also turned it into a good old Cusco from set 1, which we loved that ability, didn't we? We just loved having our stuff banished with the no touchy effect.
I love no touchy. A flavor win 205%. But the one thing that Ward doesn't care about is board wipe. So the rest of the board is looking around going, hey buddy, thanks for that. But if he goes ahead and gets that Under the Sea, we're scared. Now that Goofy, I believe he's a 3/5, so he's feeling fine, I think. It's tough to say.
Everybody, well, and then Flynn being a 3/2 is also safe. So the Dormouse and the Ursula are cooked at this point. However, it is going to go ahead and challenge in. So we're going to take out some stuff here, as we're going to take out one of the ladies. One of the ladies are down, so we will not be questing. We're going to go ahead, double challenge into another lady, saying, hey, you cannot shift those and get any of those silly things back that you just threw into the discard. I will not let you.
Yeah, that lady is an excellent way. It's kind of a, draw package at home where you can say, listen, I chuck some stuff, but I know I'll get it back later. But Miss Park Avenue, she might not be on the menu, which is one of my favorite things about the dogs deck, because it used to be pretty black and white about what you'd expect, or should we say yellow and green? But now you don't really know. I don't see any top end heavy hitters. It does feel like a traditional old fashioned dogs. And there we go. Is that a chroma code? Oh my gosh.
I don't know. It might be something, but we do see the Go-Go go down into the Go-Go, gone into the Inkwell. That is a Chromacon now that we're getting a few more pixels in hand. But notably, the Go-Go is kind of not great when all of your characters have wards. So you are not able to target any of the characters with damage on them. However, it's looking like we're at 12 and Woody is at 3. So let's see if we can clean up this board a little bit more than what we're going right now. And again, I think you said that the Goofy is a 3/5. So we're trying to get old Tramp on out of here, but we do have enough to take out the Bobby and the Nala, and not really the Prince John. We're gonna leave him alone.
Yeah, now this deck, I do think.
Oh, and the ward is gonna not. Sorry, I'm so sorry. I was just like, I realized because now it came back into focus. The ward is also not gonna work with Chromacon.
Oh man, yeah, that Chromacon does allow you to go ahead and if one of your characters is banished, you start firing off that Chromacon. But like you said, Sorry, buddy. This is a warred world we're living in, and you just got here. But Steve does have to be Steve. Steven, you okay if I call you Steve? Has to be a little bit careful here about making sure that he sequences it right. Because I does Goofy provide ward to himself in this situation?
I'm not really quite sure if Goofy has ward or not. I don't see enough room on his text box for ward, so it would
Yeah,
make
that's
sense
true.
to
I
me
like
that he
that.
doesn't have it. So then we go ahead and challenge with the goof, and then or we quest with the goof, challenge in, and now you have to bounce the goof, but that's your only option is to bounce the goof. And so then we play another goof. Wow, we just played out of our hand because that's not another one. I'm silly.
Yeah, he kind of, it sounds like he just knew he wanted to go ahead and redeploy the goof and made it where he's like, listen, I know what you're going to do because it's only one option that you can do it on. It's a little bit of a tempo where he is going to lose that tempo, but he goes ahead, gets rid of just one character, and now he just has to hope that he can keep up the tempo.
So
So
now
Lilo
this
comes in.
Yeah, the Lilo is going to be a problem coming out of the discard before you draw for turn. So you have to make that choice before you get there. Do I want to spend the 2 on the Lilo out of the discard so I only have 1 ink left? And that's fine because I've got 1 drops in hand as we go ahead and play a 1 drop ink and play a lady, which is another 1 drop. So we're continuous to just let's flood this board. And unfortunately, we're going to be able to get, it's a daisy and a lady.
Yeah, truly an immense amount of pressure here. So he has to be. Do you have the malicious, mean, and scary combo in here? The chances are not good because he has that 6 ink. So he really is not while he does have access to the emerald cards that has that Prince Philip malicious, mean, and scary combo, he does not have the time or the resources to do such things. So now it is a matter of what other tricks does he have in this Merry Christmas type deck? And the answer is awarded Prince Philip. So that does tee up a tiny bit, but he does have to survive this turn, which, like you said, that is an incredible amount of cards on the other side.
Oh, interesting. So he did have the mean, malicious, and scary. So we're going to go ahead and set up the Prince Philip onto the board. We're going to go then put the mean, malicious, and scary. So we're going to go ahead and put all the damage onto every single character over on Justin's board. Now, like you said, we do have to make sure that we challenge in enough to where we are going to be able to survive until next turn. Because if you do survive until next turn, all you have to do is shift the Prince Philip and hope he didn't draw a 2-quester. It's looking like we're gonna scoop. Yep. Okay.
I like that he went ahead and set it up just to be like, just so you know, I choose not to, but now he did. Kind of interesting though, because he showed his hand a little bit there, right? And as a player, sometimes you want to hide your little tricks up your sleeve because there's a chance that Justin will go. He wouldn't, would he? Now,
right.
We don't have a lot of board wipe in this game, so the chances are if you can include one of the rare abilities to wipe a board, you would. But yeah, and shout out
now we know for sure that he has it, and it's like, oh well, like what if he doesn't have Mean, Malicious, and Scary and Prince Philip? Oh well, we've seen him in game 1, so I know that I need to take the play lines to go around that kind of board wipe potential. And it seems like we just go fast, add a lot of pressure.
And yeah, I mean, I'd like to shout out chat. You guys get to see me in color in really a rare form as we are squinting, leaning closer, moving our heads around, pontificating based on shapes and sounds.
Yeah.
So I looked at one point, I looked at myself and it was a jump scare because I was going, and I was like, no.
Yeah.
So that was
kind of
like when you bonus feature.
Like when you're playing a video game, like as a kid, and like you're like jumping with the controller, trying to get like a better angle on it. I felt like I was doing that.
For the Mario Kart where you like
maybe if I like move around, then I'll be able to see better. And it's like, no, I'm pretty sure Justin has a world-class mat, but not so world-class internet. And at this point, it is failing him. So
they have to share it.
Yeah, I was like, the whole team has to share the internet, and all 3 pixels are not working for them, so they're just at an average of 2 frames per second.
But it is important to note that this matchup is now Witty's time to go first. We got to see, actually, he did go first last time too, so no excuses. Actually, he was on the draw or on the play, and he's on the play a second time. But this deck is kind of fun. We had saw it do some successful things down at Sharp Gaming. A player, Kaiju Crab Cody from Team Infinity, played this deck, and he wore a little Santa hat and said "Merry Christmas," and I really liked it. And every time I see this deck, I go "Merry Christmas." So I'm hoping we get to see the deck do, what is it, Color? What do we say when we want to see a deck do well?
Do the thing.
Do the thing. And I want to see it do the thing because it didn't really do many things last game, unfortunately.
It It made us go, huh? What was that? And you know what? Anytime that you build a deck that makes me go, huh? Wait, what is that card? I'm really impressed by it. I love that. That is one of the fun kind of like treats as a caster because we watch the same decks over and over. We pay attention, we play test, we grind, and then if you can play a card that makes me go, wait a minute, have I played that in multiplayer before? Then you're already winning in my eyes. You're doing great.
And shout
Dare
out
to
to
be different.
our card switcher here who put up Fidget, which wasn't played, I'd like to note. Put up Fidget and then said, I think we're good here. It was inked. Yes, it was inked. It did come down, but I was like, Fidget, I love it. And honestly, Fidget is a character from Great Mouse Detective. Take that to your Disney Trivia now. Or
There we
you
go.
and
Flynn's
here we go.
back. So here's another Fidget that is, potentially in the deck. I wouldn't think so because it's a
Bad.
card. Yeah. So here we are with the Flynn Rider back on board, which our little boosty boost can get us back to where we go. Yeah, and this is
And as we saw in the last game, I mean, that boosting helps get him out of that very vulnerable under the sea territory. That Justin just apparated a car into the playmat.
Yeah, as we see a Daisy Duck shimmer into existence over here onto Justin's side. So at least that one is, and the Dormouse is immediately into the inkwell, and we are going fast. We are saying, listen, I'm boosting, I'm questing for 2 and passing.
Yeah, and I mean, this is one where you can only boost once. I like the cards. I want to see a card, the record for most boost in a game, because there are cards you boost once and it just eternally evergreen has that benefit, and other cards where you can boost it multiple times. So I really want to see like the Prince John or Little John with like 40 cards underneath it one day, folks. But either way, we are going to go ahead and filter out that Lilo that we know is a escape artist and also really good at coming back from the discard later. And then he can play another 1-drop, which in this case, he will go ahead and just ink a Mowgli and play
a lady. This is that Lady Family Dog, I'm pretty sure. No, that doesn't make any sense. So that's Lady. I know there's Family Dog, Park Avenue, and Determined
Lady Dog.
No,
Determined Dog. I think she's Determined Dog.
Yeah,
and we're going to find out at some point, probably. But she gets that boost. She gets some synergy with Tramps, correct? With Tramps.
With all the Tramps. Yeah, basically, this is the one that... No, yes, this is with the 0-3 lady, so...
Oh, yes. If you play another card this turn, she does go ahead and get a strength.
One.
Yeah, there's lots of dogs. And quite frankly, that's one of my favorite parts of the Lady and Tramp style decks. If you have dogs, you're going to have Lady and you're going to have Tramp. And my goodness, they're all going to have 40,000 names. And
yeah, they do. Yeah, that's what we're like the Dapper Rascal, the other one, the other one, and they're all cousins and they all like each other. But we do see on Witty's side of the board that we did go ahead and turn 3 Prince Philip with Ward. We already saw the Mean, Malicious, and Scary, so it is in there. So maybe we're hoping that we can survive to that 6 ink and then just go ahead and rip off that board wipe, because now we know that Justin is going fast and we can't handle it if we let it just ride,
Yeah, I mean, and I don't think, he's already menaced. I think it was quite fun that he menaced his Malicious, Mean, and Scary combo, because yeah, he kind of showed his hand a bit and said, by the way, I can do this. But now he's like, by the way, I can do this. Go ahead, get weird. Start turning your cards sideways. Live fast, banish young. And
Elegant Spaniel is the one that just came down. Sorry, I felt like I was really excited that I knew that one. That one is the
Elegant
Spaniel. Yeah, Elegant Spaniel. That's my trivia night. So we got 2 Elegant Spaniels. Hooray! Oh my gosh. So yes, more 1-cost ladies looking for a tramp. I don't think I like how that sounded.
1-cost lady looking for a tramp here on Craigslist.
No, I don't think I like the way that sounded. But we do see the Emerald and Ruby Queen of Hearts going into the inkwell, and I'm sure you guys know what she does, but we don't have to worry about that for right now. So I'll save that bit of information for later as the King of Hearts does come down.
And he is one. He's something about if you have damage, something matters. And I think he's like, it's either if you have damage, you can't do something, or if they have damage, you can't do something. But he's pointing his little wand and going, because I remember Luke put that in his sealed deck, and he will be showing it in a moment. And I will be tight.
The King of Hearts, because he is what is he? He looks like if I was a card designer, I'd probably make him a 3/2. So he looks like a 3/2 with 2 lore on it, as we do see another mystery card coming down on it's a Mowgli. So we are going to be able to go ahead and see the hand, which we do see that we have 2 goofs that are the Emerald Champion and 1 Queen of Hearts that is if you have damage, if one of your character damage if one of your characters challenges a damaged character, I believe you draw a card. Maybe that's true, maybe that's a Scar and I just made that up, and maybe these Emerald Ruby cards are super relevant now and I feel real weird about it. But we have damaged characters can't challenge your characters. Actually, that King of
that's
Hearts
quite good.
seems pretty good, and he's a 3/3.
Insert slowpoke meme as we go.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, right. Absolutely.
but that is quite fun because if you do have that damage, you go ahead and splash them with that malicious mean and scary, and just flick all the damage around here, or maybe even a mosquito bite if you so are inclined. That is quite fun. Flavor
We're
win.
going to take an underwater quest from Justin Shaft, which takes us up to an indeterminate amount of lore because those are characters. They're probably from Lady and the Tramp, and they are exerted.
Yes, welcome to the vibe. This is a censored Lorcana because of all the altered art that Jay Shaft has on his cards. We couldn't show them, folks. But here we go. We have our second King of Hearts coming down and just kind of waving that little scepter around. We love that for him. And
He's
it is
going
kind
on a
of
quest.
It's a fun card, and I like the way this deck is built because I do think Damage Matters Christmas is not the name of the deck, but I wish it was.
That's actually my Christmas with my family.
Yeah, this Christmas, Damage Matters.
But only on the inside damage. Anyway, so yeah, I don't feel like basically we have to have something really good up our sleeve at this point because I think if that King of Hearts went on a quest, we are at 10. J Shaft is at 6, but again, we're going to pop that Lilo straight out of the discard. And I mean, all we need is a tramp, and we are pretty much just zooming with a 2/7 that is going to be very, very hard to get off the board. Again, those King of Hearts do not have the ability to, your characters can't be challenged by damaged characters, but I don't know if Daisy's doing a lot of challenging. Now, our lady can come in and take out our Prince Philip, so that kind of was a little bit of a gamble there.
Yeah.
That Prince Philip sideways. I think that was our only out.
Ward has this ability that says Ward is good unless you turn sideways. Then, dude, what did you do?
Yeah.
So we see that malicious mean and scary go ahead and down to the bottom. So that was really two terrible, devastating moments. We went ahead and lost our Prince Philip, which can shift, and then malicious mean and scary. If he doesn't have it in hand, one just went to the bottom of the pile due to Daisy. So sideways, not the best position for your warded important characters. But these two King of Hearts, they're scrappy. They're 3/3s. They're gonna get it done.
And we're not gonna do much here. Unfortunately, this does look like a very interesting deck, but we didn't see what we needed. There was some situations where potentially we could have, maybe drawn a Prince Philip, seeing the mean malicious and scary, but we would have had to survive another turn. And the way that Justin's deck is too fast, too furious, too many puppies.
Too many puppies.
That's actually like the 9th installment of the series. I don't know if you guys have seen that one yet, but
too many puppies, too many puppies.
Yeah.
We're gonna go ahead.
Yeah, but
hear me?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you.
The queen is the
Yep.
one that comes in with.
So that was a tale of two decks saying I can go faster. No,
I still never know. Hello, everybody. How you guys doing?
Hey.
Doing fantastic. Welcome to the party here.
What up?
But we'll also go ahead and start with you, Whitty. I mean, you designed this deck as it's Christmas here, basically. Christmas season starts in 2 days, but you said no, it starts right here, right now. And you said Queen of Hearts, King of Hearts, get in here. Tell us a little bit about your deck and what made you want to go ahead and bring this deck to the ICL tonight.
Yeah. I don't want to take credit for the deck. I did get the idea from a different deck on Dreamborn. Thought it was interesting. Every once in a while, it's good to see if the different archetypes are still legitimate or not. Damage counters, especially against dogs, doesn't appear to be too great. You're a little too fast before I can start reaping the benefits of having those damage counters out there. But really, the big philosophy was Webby is a busted card. Is there any color combination that we can put her with that she would not be busted with? And I think red might be the answer. But yeah, I can't obviously get a lot of benefit off the Webby shift line if my opponent really just stops at 3 ink. So how dare you? How dare you, Justin?
Yeah, he did say I don't need ink, or we're going I don't need ink.
Yeah.
And one might call that perhaps a slightly vintage dogs build. I mean, Circle of Dogs has been taking the storm. But yeah, go ahead on what made you bring that lineup.
I've just been playing dogs for a little while. I think it's well positioned. Obviously, it's good against the blue decks. It has an okay matchup into purple steel. I'm playing more of the 0-4s, so the hooks don't do quite as much. You're able to get some early pressure. It's been testing pretty well. I don't know now with the resurgence of red purple how good it's going to be going forward. If it the meta share becomes 30% red purple, but we'll see if that's actually going to happen or not. I think this matchup was just kind of good for me. I think having the Mowgli's and Ursulas the main card that's going to matter is Malicious, Mean, and Scary. I think you were one turn off of board wiping me on game 1.
Yeah.
Not sure if you had a Prince Philip or not, but I'm sure that's how this deck is trying to beat me. But I was lucky to open pretty well game 1 and be like a turn faster than I needed to be.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
were there any? We didn't get to see a lot of your deck because you guys were over in 5 seconds.
Right. Yeah. It was a little quick. A little quick.
But did you include any other? I mean, you saw the Mowgli. Were there any other cards that like you're like, wait till you see this that you didn't get to shine in the higher end of the curve, or is it more low to the ground traditional?
Yeah, it's like I mean, I'm like a big proponent of playing like 31 drops in the dogs decks. Super low to the ground. I'm not even playing the Shift Webby, which a lot of people are. Obviously, you're playing the lower cost one just because it's so good at pumping your lady and stuff like that. But yeah, nothing crazy really today.
I like it. I like it. That's my endorsement. You get the thumbs up here.
Yeah, I like it. You did the thing, and we, again, I mean, honestly, too, I would say like there was like the fidget, and then at first you played game 1. Woody, you basically inked a Flynn and played a Flynn, and I looked at Katie and I was like, oh, well, we're just about to watch an Emerald Amethyst situation. And then you played I don't know, whatever Ruby Emerald card. And you played Dormouse and you inked a fidget, and we all just kind of sat here and went, oh dear. So Justin, how did you feel seeing Dormouse slam onto the board?
That card could be really good against a lot of the dog matchups. Like if I'm playing Merfolks and stuff like that, it could have been lined up really well. But I'm playing the 0/4s basically instead of the Merfolks. But yeah, Dormouse like created a bunch of like board states where I couldn't really quest. Like he had the Flynn Rider out as a 3/2, and I couldn't quest my 0/4s and stuff like that. So the threat of Dormouse, I think Dormouse is definitely one of the reasons you play green red. Yeah, it was definitely interesting. I thought as well that he was playing green purple when I saw the Flynn into Flynn, but.
Yeah, you're Flynn into Flynn, and we're gonna be fine. And then you're like, Dormouse, everything has changed, and I have no idea what's gonna happen. And then we did see, a bunch of things happening. But unfortunately, it did seem like that you wanted to get to that Prince Philip, Mean, Malicious, and Scary kind of thing. Is that how you would say that? Is this like a 0% matchup for you with this Christmas deck, or is this kind of like, if I can get this board wipe, then we're okay? Like, how does this feel going into this?
So the thought with the selection was I was actually hoping for a control matchup because I really wanted to see the power of the Sheer Khan card. So there are 2 of them in here.
Oh, yeah.
So just the banish, send it to the next one, banish, send it to the next one, and kind of go that route. So I was really kind of hoping for maybe like a blue steel opponent or blurple opponent, just anything Sapphire, honestly, just to see if that card was effective. So just try and predict what your opponent's going to play and then go that direction. It felt like a lot of the world-class cards guys were on Sapphire.
Yeah,
that's funny.
Country though.
Yeah, I was going to say that into the WCC lineup, thinking they're going to play Sapphire is probably pretty good, but.
Yeah, not in this situation though. You guys got I don't know what it is. I feel like that was another thing too. Is like maybe you guys are using the ICL to really like stretch your legs on different things. I've noticed some from off the wall deck lists that I'm like, oh, all right, I'll see what's happening. But again, I mean, do you guys have any like? Where are you guys at in standing? I think world class cards, and so now we're 0 and 1. Okay, basically, I'm just trying to figure out. I was like, what was the reason? Like, did you test this deck like a lot beforehand, Woody, or did you just kind of like pull this, look at it, get inspired, and be like, I'm ripping this off? They're playing Sapphire, and I'm going to do a thing.
I like the question. So why did you do this?
Why did you do this? Why? Like why? You know what I mean? I'm just kidding.
No. I took it to locals last night. I went 2 and 1, but local. It's a very small sample size. I did run a few games on the forbidden client, but again, what I saw was nice into Sapphire matchups, kind of bad into everything else. And then, like, honestly, the surprise factor, I think, really does go a long way. Like, bringing a color combination where, like, I don't mean to call you out with this, Justin, but, like, having to ask, like, when your opponent has to ask, like, what a lot of your cards do, you can especially, like, steal a game, at least early on, with something they might not see coming. So that is generally why I've been a Sapphire Steel main, is just a lot of people, when that deck is not in the meta or have a significant meta share, it does so well.
No.
Yeah, because people don't see it coming. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always joke that like, the new takes these backsies rule wouldn't have worked for me in set 1 because I like rode hard off of like people messing up Cogsworth math, so I would be absolutely washed without the Cogsworth math mess up. But again, I mean, there is merit to bringing a deck that you're like the patent pending read. Like, wait, what does that card do? Wait, what does that card do?
Yeah.
So there is merit to that. Actually,
That
one of
was
my go ahead.
Yeah, I think I had to ask him 5 times what his cards did during that.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I put pouncing practice in Blue Steel in Milwaukee, and that was a blast to watch the Blurple players light leave their eyes when they figured out Tinkerbell was about to get evasive.
She
Actually,
flies,
one of my
dude.
yeah. Oh yeah, it's insane. I was gonna say one of my favorite read the card experiences is I was actually playing a multiplayer game and Kindle was in it with J-Bomb, and it was the world class episode of my show, and J-Bomb was playing the Chief Bogo bodyguard, and Kindle asked him to read
Oh.
that card, no joke, like 700 times. Like, so, and he'd be like, wait, what does that card say again? And like J-Bob would be like, you fool, I got you again. So yeah, like having to read a card that like doesn't register in the meta, like our brains are so wired for what we're gonna see and what we need to like counter. When you read like, is that the Chief Bogo with bodyguard? What are you doing? I think it's like a little bit of a mental like metagame at that point. So that's definitely like I like that there's that element to the competition that we can kind of throw in there. But yeah, it didn't work out this time. But hey.
Fine.
Well,
Yeah.
I appreciate both of you bringing 2 decks that you're like, I remember these kids, vintage dogs, and Christmas. Everybody remembers Christmas. So we'll go ahead and do shout outs. And I will start with you, Steven. Do you have any shout outs or anything you'd like to say today?
Well, if I had gotten reps against dogs, I would have shouted out Melissa, but because I didn't get any
Yeah.
reps, I blame her for this. I'll just
Fair.
go with
And
that.
she's the villain of the
Anti
community.
shout out. Anti shout out. Yeah. Melissa mean and scary.
Melissa mean and scary. That's how she's known in the community.
And she's like one of the nicest people, but I like, like, yeah.
It's all to
That's
cover
good.
up the
That's
fact
good.
that she tries to sabotage Ink members in their most vital matchups. But we'll go ahead and go over to you. Justin, do you have any shout outs, hellos, goodbyes, anything you'd like to say?
Oh yeah, shout out to World Class Cards. A lot of those guys are going out to Singapore. We're taking a loss in this tournament today because me and Kendall are the only ones that were available to play because of Thanksgiving and whatever Singapore. So
Yeah,
look for
shout
those
out to
guys
you
out there.
guys. Shout out to you for loving your family, though. So I think that's more important.
Jeez,
Yeah.
Katie.
Yeah, you and Kendall said, I'd like to spend Thanksgiving with my family. So
Yeah, fair enough.
But whatever.
Shout out
my
to you
family.
guys for having a family to spend
Shout
with.
out to
so.
having family.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of things, but yeah.
We'll cut the tapes here, but thank you both
Yeah,
for
right.
this great match, and I hope you both have a wonderful Thanksgiving.
You
Thank
too.
you.
Thank
Bye.
you guys. All right, let's get on back here. Let's find where I need to deafen and bunch of buttons at the same time.
Question
I have
mark?
no idea. I know. I always love that like little bit of not confidence. You're like, am I back? Am I not back? I
Guess
should
she's
be
back again. Katie's back. Tell a friend. But I don't know how long we have to vamp because I do see in the chat it says vamp, vamp, vamp. We have to keep vamping. So I'm gonna name all my favorite brands of socks. So I think people can tell when I'm vamping, Luke. I think people can tell. Okay, we're gonna vamp 5, 6, 7, 8. Color, name all your favorite cards in order.
My favorite cards. Okay,
Yeah, if you love Disney Lorcana, name every Disney Lorcana card ever.
I know, right? Yeah. Yeah, I see you're wearing that shirt. Name 5 songs. Anyway, so let's see. I like Hades, Lord of the Dead. Is he the Lord of the Dead or is he the Lord of the Underworld?
I think Underworld because Lord of the Dead is the coolest card I've ever heard in my life.
First of all, I think he is. Isn't he the Lord of the Dead in the new set? No, he's like looking for a deal, Infernal Schemer.
Okay, there's Lord of the Underworld from set 1.
Lord of the Underworld is set 1. Lord of the Dead, is he not just Lord of the Dead or is he like
I hope so. I'm searching so furiously right now because if there's there is Hades Lord of the Dead.
That's what I said. I was like, Hades Lord of the Dead. I'm pretty sure.
What are we doing, folks? Wake up. We gotta be running Lord of the Dead, dude.
What color is he? Is he the amber one? Oh, he's the amethyst one.
Yeah, during an opponent's turn, whenever one of your characters is banished, gain 2 lore, dude. Why
Oh
not?
yeah, that Hades. I've
It's your
gotten
favorite
down about
card? You don't know
No,
this
no,
is
no, no,
okay,
no.
well.
Lord of the Underworld is my favorite card going from set
Oh,
1.
got it. But Lord of the Dead
Yeah.
is cool, but not your favorite card. Just
Yeah, I
definitely.
always get the
Okay.
names mixed up. No, Lord of the Dead is the one. It's like the cool thing that you would throw right before Be Prepared, where you're like, get wrecked. Not great, but I did get bit by it at a set champs, and I was really upset by that.
I have to say, my current favorite card is Mowgli because I love him coming at you like a spider monkey, like and like coming and getting your cards and coming back and be like, that's what I
Yeah.
imagine. And
He's like, but you have to give it to him. So that's actually the other
Yeah,
thing. He's like, he
you hand
comes
it to
at
him.
you and you get scared because you're like, oh my goodness. And you're like, here, take this one. And he's like, thank you. And then he, goes away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I imagine is he's very little and he holds the card. The card is like really big to him.
It's like one
And
of
he
the
runs-
ones, like the big cards. Yeah. Okay. All right. That is
Yeah,
actually
that's-
a really good canon thing to have in your head on how, like, flavorfully that card would work.
Do you want to hear my other canonic flavor? Is well, yeah, I started talking. I was like, do you want to hear it? I'm talking, so cannot opt out.
Go for it. Absolutely. Let's hear it.
I told JDZ this, and he didn't respond, so maybe it's not as fun as I think it is. But
Let's do
when
it
I was-
live.
I
I'm sure this will be fine.
I like to imagine, I called it armchair illumineering for a while because there's like armchair imagineering. This is armchair illumineering.
Mhm.
And one was I wanted a card called Clear the Savannah because in the song, Pumbaa says, I could clear the
Oh,
Savannah
after
after
every meal. Yeah.
Yeah, and it would be an action, and all your opponent's
Insert.
characters, yes.
Right.
But Demona does that. So in my mind, Demona is just farting and causing everybody to fall over. And I think that's quite fun because I already made this card. It's Pumbaa farting. And in this case, it's Demona. And
So
in my
Demona
mind, they
is
they
not
ripped it
this-
off.
So basically, okay, so you already had this. Yeah, you already had this
Yeah.
headcanon thing where you were like, okay, this is how this is going. So now, like, flavorfully, because she doesn't come in because she's like, demolishing every single one of your forces. Basically, she has walked onto the battlefield and just ripped gas.
And
everybody fell
everyone,
over.
she
And
clears
then
the Savannah.
she
Incredible.
clears
They
the
put, Katie, I hope the chat heard it. But either way, they didn't. Okay, good. And because this is important, guys, if you see it to Candio, you can't steal it. Clear the Savannah. I can't believe they put Clear the Savannah on a body, guys. Can you believe they put Clear the Savannah on a body?
That's where we're running.
Insane, dude.
Fair enough.
Insane. They put Clear Savannah on a body.
Yeah, I don't ever like make up cards because I don't claim to be a game designer in any way, shape, or form. Because every time I'm like, oh my gosh, like they should have done this, and everybody looks at me like I'm literally insane, and they're like, you realize what would happen in the game if they did that, right? And I'm like, whatever, make it inkable. So I don't try to like be a game designer in that aspect because I would there'd be like 37 infinite combos and nobody would want to play the game. That's pretty much what would happen.
You want to know something sad? So nobody said anything to the chat to my very, very beautiful story. And I was like, well, you know what? I bet it is. I bet the chat froze. I'll refresh it. No one said anything. And that's fair. That's fair. Honestly, you didn't have to.
I think
you
probably said that you're like, oh no, we have to vamp before the next match, which is again Kendall, Bernadette, and
David Gardner.
Yes, David Gardner. So basically, it's on the screen, and I could have read that, but I think they probably all went for a bathroom break because you physically said out loud that you were vamping. So
yeah, but it's on your phone. Bring us with you. Don't bring us to the bathroom. Don't.
I do sometimes.
How long do we need to vamp, Luke? Luke, how long are we vamping?
I guess we can say
2 more minutes. Oh, I thought they were doing the beginning. Who won? Tell us. A reporting line from New York. We're getting live updates.
We are pretty sure that Ed won. Wow. All right. So that was Ed and Aiden?
Oh, boo, Ed. You just
got a kid?
He has school. It's Thanksgiving break, Ed. My gosh.
Well,
he has.
What is Ed playing? Ed
is playing blue-green.
Oh, he's playing blue-green against Amethyst Steel. So the blue...
He's on red purple.
Aiden is on red purple. Yeah, Bradley is on Amethyst Steel.
Why are we making America fight America so early? That's something I want to talk about. North America shouldn't be forced to fight North America. I don't think that's fair.
That wasn't very cross-continental of them, was it?
No. I mean, to be fair, it's... I guess it's semi-cross. He's in St. Louis and Ed's in Northern California. So it's like medium cross-continental, but certainly we want to dunk on some Europeans. And this feels like the opposite of the spirit of competition, right? We hate to see it.
That's like if in the last minute, somebody was playing some kind of sports ball game and they're like, you know what? Instead of having you guys go in there and be on the opposite side of the team, I'm just going to need you and Frank. You guys are really good friends. I think you guys to just duke it out. You know what I mean? So
I know they're both in the winners bracket, but I mean the tournament's only been going on for what? This is the
22nd?
second week. Yeah, it's the
It's the
second
second
week.
week.
So I was just hoping that we'd have more like but like I'm like, oh no, I wasn't ready for this. And I'm glad we didn't have to watch it, quite frankly, because who would you root for? The reigning national champion or the child that stole America's heart? And the answer is we didn't have to, because we were here. And you were here. People
You
who
were
were
all
here.
with us. Ed picked up the win in 3 games. It really goes game 3. Well, I want to go watch it too, because it's also too like Aiden was also playing Ruby Amethyst, which is like Ed's wheelhouse. So not only are you like playing against, you know, like a like second champion, like all this stuff, and you're also playing the deck that he just kind of like knows inside and out.
Color.
So
He got the David Xanatos tech, dude.
I'm
He
telling
knew.
you,
He
David
said color is
Xanatos
law
is
and
a
color is
thing.
my guide.
David Xanatos, yeah. No, I asked Dave about that card, and he was like, I don't think so.
You asked David Xanatos about it?
No, I asked Attack for 2 because I was like, yeah, this card kind of seems good. And he was like, I was like, fine. Anyway, but no, I have unhinged deck building ideas like all the time. So I think I throw so many out that they don't know when to take me seriously and when I'm actually just trying to meme. But I believe in David Xanatos. I believe in Olaf. And I really liked Headless Horseman when he came out. But now we all know.
Yeah, I
We
mean,
all learned.
They have Brawl on a body and Clear the Savannah on a body, and that is so incredible to see. 2 cards in the meta, bringing back 2 cards that were rotated out. One for my imagination and one from the game.
Yeah. Oh, so wow, it's Clear the Savannah was already rotated out.
It was for my imagination. Yeah, they rotated it out.
Yeah, that was a set 1 thing for you, Katie. All right, fair enough.
Yeah, and honestly, shout out to me. It's so funny because that's the second time that I'm like, honestly, this is gonna kill dudes, and both times it kind of was a wash, and I'm still believing it, and I'm gonna call DeCandio. I don't know his number. I'm just gonna call every DeCandio in America until I get to the right one.
Are you gonna like physically call them on the phone, or are you just gonna yell really loud until you get a DeCandio's
I'm going outside
attention?
after this.
Oh, okay,
I'm just going outside. I'm in Nebraska. I don't think he's there at any point ever, but I'll just.
I don't think that's where you're
flat.
gonna find any of that. I was that what we were playing. It was JDZ and I were casting Luke's match, and he played his lantern, and I actually started like yelling about it, as if maybe if I yelled loud enough, he'd be able to hear how excited I was that he did play the lantern. So I understand how you feel about if you yell DeCandio loud enough. Yeah. We are going to cast the first 5 minutes of this game before JDZ and Garrick get all finished up with their interviews, so we can stop holding this up. This is kind of
I'm cutting my nails. I'm gonna be honest. I found nail clippers, and I'm like, I could do some personal grooming here as a treat.
Yeah, let's.
So this is better. This is better for us. Oh, we didn't even talk about the 2 players. So it's Dave Gardner and no, I'm not. You guys know me, love him.
Kendall, and there we go. Oh, actually, here's the Hades that I was talking about. This is the Lord of the Underworld. So
and shout out for metas where this card was fast enough. You know,
I mean, listen, so you play Hades and you get back Hades, and then they're like, I just got rid of this 3/2. What are you doing? And you're like, surprise, he's here again. And you can just loop him over and over again. And he did have 3 strength. So, I mean, he was challenging in eventually, and it was fine. But again, it was slow. It's still slow. He didn't get reprinted. But I will tell you this, in cold foil, the little golden bar where all the hands are coming out of is just a straight golden, like it looks real good as a cold foil. So
yeah, shout out to Hades for being printed 40,000 times and remembered a couple. Aww. But when it matters most, Infernal Schemer and Looking to Make a Deal, certified bangers. Oh,
I'm Garrick, so I have to.
Greetings and salutations. Hello, my Illumineers. Today we are getting loose, getting active. We've got Kendall, Burnett, swipe right, David Gardner, swipe right, I think as well. Is that good? I don't know. And with me, I have the wonderful, the talented Garrick.
Hey, JDZ, look, I've got curls.
That is him. Yeah. And I'm so jealous of those curls. I'm bald. I wish I had curls. You look so good, Garrick.
Yeah, Garrick's got the curls. Yeah.
And I'm bald.
I feel like I nailed it.
Under this hair?
Like under all of this hair, I am bald. So we did it. Okay.
We're all bald underneath our hair.
Really embodying our co-host here as we ink. Mem, please be on Ruby Amethyst Kindle. I need this. It's Rafiki. I need this.
Yes. You know what I mean? Honestly, it could be a mirror. My goodness. I really would like that. So yeah, we got that Rafiki. Was it Olaf?
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I don't want to think. I got scared.
Yeah, I didn't see what. No, it was Elephant that went in the inkwell, and it
is happening.
It's happening. Kindle is on Ruby Amethyst, and it potentially might be a mirror. This is probably actually Amethyst Steel because we do see the Rafiki, so that would make actually more sense. But again, the Elephant, it's Blurple. Never mind. I just realized that.
Oh, okay, David Gardner. If you have one enemy, it's me. If you have no enemies, I'm dead. Just kidding. You can play Blurple if you want to. Is it? It's
With the guidebook. It is the Junior Woodchuck guidebook, which you can go ahead and pay one, crack it, and draw 2 cards, which is pretty okay. But as a 2-drop, because we know that Kindle is going to unexert and play a Diablo, except for he's Ruby and we're still scared of him.
yeah, and a shout out to me for revealing Junior Woodchuck guidebook. I revealed it because I am
did.
JP. Yeah.
Oh, it's a Illumineer, as we
Yes.
do see him come down and give all of our characters +1 strength, period, which makes him better than Skater Mim, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah, I mean, this Lumiere is a powerhouse of this deck because he is a little problem right now, a little one. But once the bigger heavy hitters come down, he is just a menace with 2 Hellfire hands. So we do love to see him. And we're going to go ahead and pass to David, who's going to play a
Oh, he's going to go
card.
ahead and pop the book to draw 2 cards, and that does cost 1 ink, or does it cost 2? I can't tell because black sleeves on a black mat should be a crime, but it's not, as we do still have 1 ink available to us as we go ahead and ink a second card. So hopefully we have a 2-drop as we see the Hades looking for a deal, looking straight into that inkwell. Do we have a 2-cost character? We don't. Are we passing? Oh, Zoom, Kindle, go. This is your year.
This is your
not
year.
biased at all. I'm not biased at all.
But shout out, for people who are newer to the community or possibly don't sign up to the Kendall Burnett newsletter that I do.
Yeah, I know.
He has been a Ruby Amethyst player. He was new to it, not true to it, and or true to it, not new to it. And
all of it.
he wrote guides. I literally bought his guide and did fairly well at a set champ once.
I bought his guide and then I played him in the top 4 of a was it SSG or SCG
Did you win?
or whatever? Oh no, I absolutely
Okay.
freaked
That'd be
out,
pretty funny.
bricked, and could have, because I was like, I'm literally, this is actually before I'd met him, but I had bought his guide online, completely followed all of his stuff, and then found myself sitting across from him at a tournament and mulliganed or altered so poorly that I bricked both times as he 2-0'd me in a quick fashion. As we do see good old Genie coming down, drawing his card.
You said, "Are you going to lose?" And he said, "No, I'm not." So shout out to him. And so here we go. He's zipping and zooming. Have we seen David's second color confirmed yet? It has to be.
Oops, all amethyst.
I love it. Honestly, mono card. If someone please, the first person to play a mono card deck in the ICL, you win a thumbs up. Maybe
yeah,
2 actually.
Just a 2 thumbs up. And at this point, I don't know. I mean, at one point that we were playing Ruby Amethyst and the only Ruby cards were Maui and Be Prepared. As we do see that Genie Wish Fulfilled comes down on Kendall's side as well. So at this point, we're just a little bit of an amethyst mirror with a spicy little candle right in the middle of all of it.
I just heard the producer say, "You boys ready?" And I know he ain't talking to us, color.
I mean, he's
they ain't talking to us. You boys ready?
Always ready. We're always ready because that's why.
I'm a
That's
boy.
why. I just I kind of don't want to leave until I get to see David's second color. You know what I mean? Can we just
wait? Can we refuse?
Yeah, 2 years. A few seconds.
We won't leave until he plays his second color.
I know.
If he plays an Elsa, I'm out, dude.
A Elsa. It's an Elsa. It's mono mono amethyst deck. As we do see that Kindle is going to have his Lumiere exerted and taken out by this Rafiki, as we are going to go ahead and trade. Interesting. So we wanted to go ahead and get rid of our Rafiki as opposed to putting the 2 damage onto the Elsa, because we do know that Kindle has access to that inexplicable, Cheshire Cat.
Cheshire Cat. We all love Cheshire Cat. The pressure's on with Cheshire. Cheshire. And, he's an equal because that means...
Headless Horseman.
We should be called the anti-Genie technology man.
Amazing. As we do see, comes down, the terror of Sleepy Hollow is going to tear straight through that Genie, opting not to take the Elsa, because again, when something is banished on your turn, it buffs everything up by +1, but that's not enough for the Genie to go lay hands on the other Genie. So we're just going to take your Genie. Get that Genie out of here.
Take him while you got him, because you don't have a lot of opportunities unless you're going to play another Headless Horseman next turn. Then you have a lot, but please play another card. Poor Garrick and JDZ, they can't work unless we let us see the other ink
we got to see the other ink colors, because if you're running mono amethyst, then you do get your double thumbs up. But at this point, you're holding hostage so many people
The
Needing
chat
room.
literally said, JDZ and Garrick, if they don't come out, I'm going to throw up. That's crazy that they would
That is
say something like
wild.
that.
That is kind of crazy. But we're seeing another Genie Wish Fulfill come down as David is continuing to refuse to show us what that other ink color is.
David, mono amethyst fan or hater of JDZ and Garrick casting? Tough to
It's
say.
purple. We got there as the Tipo comes
Well,
down.
folks,
Well,
it's been real.
that means he missed ramp on 2, and this is the worst thing. Goodbye, everybody.
We're in the building. We're
Yo,
here.
what just happened? I missed something. What did I miss? Why did Katie? They just wanted. I thought we were doing the next. There is no next round.
There's
Is that?
Yeah.
Is that what's happening?
there, maybe.
Got it. Okay. Got it. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Katie and Color. And doing overtime, we just finished the LCCC, and now we're back in the ICCL. After this is not a podcast, I'm hanging in with the homie Garrick again. ICL, but I mean it's a running joke. I mean we got the bunch of C's in there as a
We are
thing.
back in the building as the Headless Horseman is taking off genie heads left and right, it seems.
Oh, we're going after the
As-
Elsa crown there. We took out the
Nice.
queen. And we're going to
Nice.
leave the genie around here. Interesting
Makes a lot of
development.
sense. I mean, you get rid of the Elsa here. You're not really under a lot of lore pressure if you are Kendall. Shout out. No, I'm not. Shout out the original Garrick Sensei, the original master. I would love to be in David's seat right now doing a mirror match with Kendall as we did in the preseason. But I'm in the casting booth and I love watching Kendall pilot this color combination. But you get rid of the Elsa, and if the genie wants to trade, the genie can trade, but the
You're
Elsa
fine with it.
can
Yeah.
take out the Headless Horseman and live to see another day. So I think that was the right choice. You're not under any lore pressure right now from the Blurple deck. So just get rid of the Elsa and keep your Headless Horseman a little bit safer.
And seeing No, I'm Not back in his bag, I think there's something about that. Seeing players do what they used to do getting a chance to get back on the bike and ride the Ruby Amethyst back to the top. But David Garner here, your associate, friend, and teammate and constituent out here, back on his element as well, playing a little bit of Sapphire and Amethyst. I thought that Daryl would be your Sapphire Amethyst mainstay, but David is going to be locked in on those colors. Tell me something about David that people at home may not know as we're trying to introduce more players to the game.
Yeah, David's been cooking really hard. He at the Ink Invitational, the second one, the 128 player tournament, was able to get into the top 8 there, as we are going to trade the genie with the Headless Horseman there, and the Hades comes down. But he's been really high on Blurple this set. Started off as a Sapphire Steel player, as many of us did here in Whispers in the Well. Quickly realized it wasn't for him. It wasn't working the way he wanted to. Wanted to go back to good old Amethyst, but stay with those Sapphire cards, and found that Blurple wasn't in the worst position right now. So,
and I think I like Sapphire Amethyst in this matchup, and I'll tell you why. I think Hades the Infernal Schemer is very powerful. This Ruby Amethyst deck is trying to play to the curve, and it can kind of get intimidated by this Hades the Infernal Schemer. Oh, and by the way, you still have access to the same medley of Amethyst cards that the Ruby and Amethyst does, but maybe not that patent pending removal that they have. So I think this is a really good matchup, and I think by the time the set ends, this is going to be like one of those matchups that you see quite often, because it seems like all the Amethyst Ruby, Amethyst Sapphire, Amethyst Steel, they're all playing kind of similar, but in their own little cheaty kind of way. They all can cheat a little bit. And I think whoever's Kung Fu comes on top is going to be the best Amethyst color. Where's Amber?
Amber is nowhere to be seen. I think the biggest problem with Amber is the lack of removal. You do have, of course, the new removal action, as we see a song come down here, and the genie is going to be sent to the inkwell, into the unknown, as it were. And we have is that a sudden scare?
I think I'm having
down.
some microphone related issues. Let me work this real quick, Garrick. So I'm gonna have to ISO for a minute. I sound good now? Okay, let me just, I just replug my plug back in. That should have done it. Thank you so much for letting us know. And we're going to get that thing right underway. Mike was cooked, but now it's back. I love a quick tech issue fix, Garrick. I know we just had a series of tech issues that we're working through on the other episode, but I like when they're easy to get done, that you can kind of control.
Yeah, when they're easy to take care of, that is always a relief as the Headless Horseman
Back at
makes
it again.
another appearance. We heard those hooves coming down the cobblestone and removes the genie there. Another genie becoming a victim of the Headless Horseman as Kendall now has infinite ink to play with. Here we have the Cheshire Cat. We're going to do the old boost and move that 1 damage off of the Palace Guard. Now can quest freely here, not worried about a Hades challenge coming back the other way and removing it. This is a problem that these Sapphire decks running things like Hades, like Sudden Scare, or Into the Unknown can run into when they play against Ruby Amethyst. Yes, as Ed said on the LCCC just a minute ago, it is more of an aggro strategy, but does have top end tools to control the end game and get over the finish line. And it has some hefty costing characters such as Demona, the Headless Horseman, or even something like Hercules. So when you're
Yeah.
given the option to have all of this ink, you can play so many more characters and do so many more things, such as that boost ability with the Cheshire Cat. And another Sudden Scare comes down as we're going to give Kendall 2 more ink to
Yeah,
work
speaking
with.
of speaking of all of those ink, man, you just said it. He got absolutely more ink to work with. But looking at Kendall's hand, I think you might be rubbing palms together. You
Yeah,
might be
it's
in
got
top deck
1
mode,
left.
waiting for that Demona to come on through. If Demona here would be super okay adjacent, she doesn't have the ability to rush in, but you might have the ability to get through this Hades right now with some Cheshire Cat kung fu that you can do there, along with this Lumiere. I did not do any of the mathematics behind that. I am just speculating wildly, but Demona in this matchup, also coming in from David Garner's position, would be quite volatile to be able to clear this Lumiere, clear the Cheshire Cat potentially. No, you can't even clear the Cheshire Cat. Dang, because Dumbo is a bit too weak.
Yeah, Dumbo a little too weak to throw punches at this Cheshire Cat Whisper, which is one of my favorite cards from the set. I love these boost cards, and I hope we get to see more in future sets, as it is a mechanic that I really, really like. We might have another Headless Horseman hitting nothing, unfortunately. If that was a Hades there, I think you would be feeling really, really good. Put David into a tough position to potentially get that Dumbo removed off the opposite side of the board and stop David from drawing some cards, or draw to yourself. But we run into the 4th Headless Horseman, I believe, on the side of Kendall. We're going to go ahead and boost and move some of that damage over to the Dumbo and start questing with our glimmers, getting up to 11, over halfway there.
I like that play a lot. Just making that Dumbo a little bit more vulnerable, and maybe you're less likely to send Hades and Dumbo into this Cheshire Cat because that trade seems super unfavorable. I also enjoy No, I'm Not taking the opportunity to boost that Whisper and just keep adding more cards underneath, because a card like Madam M Elephant is very playable in this metagame, and being able to get those cards back to your hand could be another way that you could draw some cards. We're able to bounce this Cheshire Cat. We've also seen cards like magical maneuvers being deployed right now. Getting that Cheshire Cat back to your hand to add 2 more cards to your hand could be an absolute vibe in this low resource knockdown drag out situation, as Kendall Burnett is trying to get it done. Board is wide. Rafiki off the tizzy. You hate to see the Rafiki, but you love to see the Demona. It's getting real.
Demona coming down on the opposite side of the board. Unfortunately, you only have one thing to challenge with currently. I don't know if David wants to necessarily do that, but also gave Kendall some more cards. You have to play the cards that are dealt to you, but we'll see what Hades decides to go after here. If he goes after that Lumiere, you do weaken the opposite side of the board pretty significantly.
And we are
Goes
going to
for
go
the
after the
Horseman,
headless.
takes
Interesting.
5. So giving the opportunity for that Cheshire Cat to boost and move that 1 off the Dumbo to remove the Hades, really cleanly. And after all those Hades, all those Into the Unknowns out, all those sudden scares, Kendall can probably play his whole hand and boost this turn.
Yeah, can you imagine? I think a counter
Counter
Demona would
Demona,
be
yeah.
so powerful here in this situation, and it would also freeze your enemy Demona from David's position. So this is a compromised turn. You'll have so many different lines available to you, and I think a lot of people are speculating. Or not speculating, but saying like this is why they want to play this deck, because it does give you a lot to do. People like to have some type of autonomy autonomy when they play the game. Like they feel like they have more decisions to be made, and it adds more to that skill expression. So you have options. You can salvage that Dumbo, or you can remove the Dumbo right now by keeping that by sending 2 damage from the Hades Infernal Schemer over to the Dumbo Ninth Wonder Universe and just clear that, and then maybe send some hits in it and challenge it and take it down. That seems okay. Yeah, I like a little bit of boost and then swing on Hades, but then you got to serve up for that Demona who's going to come back over the top with a little bit of crackback action. I can't hear Garrett. Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry, I accidentally muted because I had to cough and then I forgot to
Okay.
unmute.
Yeah,
But
you
yeah,
started
the Lumiere always makes things a little bit
Ooh.
difficult to deal with, as they never came back is coming down onto the board and preventing the Dumbo and the Hades from readying on the next turn.
Yeah, so another little spicy tech. We saw that card being played.
Ooh.
Another one. Oh my goodness. Everything is a hit.
Ooh.
Diablo is a hit. A little 5/3 quest for 2. 2 cost. Thoughts?
Love it. I love to see it, as we are going to ink and boost here with the Cheshire Cat ability. Kendall said, all that ink I've been given is not quite enough. And it's really interesting to see how a deck like this can use so much of that ink so efficiently. And the Cheshire Cat is one of those amazing enablers, as we remove 2 off of the Hades and boost onto the Rafiki and get him out of there before he is able to even challenge a single thing. And we're going to quest out here going to 15. It's a Demona versus the world, and she might not have the juice to get it done.
Yeah, I think this Demona is looking a little weak into the face of this entire Ruby onslaught that she has coming her way. So Amethyst versus Amethyst, but Ruby is going to be superior here in this situation. And I think it just comes back to those Headless Horsemen. Looking at those Headless Horsemen, they were the difference maker, being able to just consume those genies so easily and freely and just keep on going without your life like nothing had happened. But David now going to be on the play. What does David need to do? How can David even the scales here in this situation? Going first.
Man, I don't know how these Blurple decks right now will be able to efficiently deal with the Ruby Amethyst. You saw the drawbacks of giving additional ink paired with your removal come into great effect there, as Kendall was able to do what he needed. I think Ruby Amethyst is favored in the matchup, being able to do your most powerful things in Blurple, which are typically Genie on 3, Elsa on 4, are hurt a little bit, especially if you're on the draw by that Headless Horseman, which has just free removal. And then you think about the 2-drop that Ruby Amethyst is playing, or even go back to the 1-drop. The 1-drop is a 1/4. It's not easy to remove. The 2-drop is a 3/3. It's not getting removed by Genie or Elsa. They both have to challenge it. Sisu has 4 willpower. Genie himself, 4 willpower. So putting down these powerful cards, maybe you can try and race, but the odds that you're going to win a race against a deck that plays almost exclusively 2 questers and can banish your genies for free at any time with that Headless Horseman, it seems like an unfavored matchup. I like Ruby Amethyst in this matchup.
Yeah, but we did come in a bit late, and we didn't get to see the intro of that match. Looking in the chat, we got Daryl out here, and according to production, we said there was no ramp on 2. I think these Sapphire decks at this point, just the way that the decks are being constructed, you got to have it. Like if you don't get your ramp on 2, you're just going to be in a very, very compromised position. And that's just how it goes. It's almost like gambling these days, but it's very good odds that you will get that ramp on 2. But let me tell you right now, if a Sapphire player does not get ramp on 2, you're going to hear about it. They're going to tell you about it, and you're going to know that they're not getting their ramp on 2. And I laugh a little bit internally. We talked about this before, Garrick. I don't vocalize it. I don't make a scene, but internally, my internal deserved. Okay, every now and then, because they always
occasionally. I mean, these Sapphire decks are built completely around the ability to gain additional ink on that second turn, and if they miss it, the deck kind of falls apart. When you see it missed on the opposite side, as whatever you're playing, you are smiling devilishly on the inside, because you know that the opponent is now going to fight an uphill battle, whether it's on the play, especially on the draw. They are just not going to be able to get to their top end quick enough to compete because their low end
He did it
is
again,
horrible.
Garrick.
And no ramp on 2. We have
What
a
are you doing,
Junior
David?
Woodchuck guidebook, and that's just not going to be good enough as we slam 2
Oh
one
my
drops, and we are
goodness.
getting off to a quick start for Kendall.
Yeah, we're getting super duper loose, and these are just some really rigid one cost characters as well. Like you said, that Tinkerbell is going to trade, the Palace Guard is going to resist, and the Diablo is going to replace. So you're doing all of the elements of Kung Fu right there, as you're going to fight back, upgrade, and defend, and pass back on over to David, who has got to be tilting somewhere into the Spider-Verse right now, as he is just not getting and playing Basil on.
Ooh,
Oh,
that
my goodness.
is super unfortunate as we leave an unexerted ink there, not even able to take advantage of all our ink on that turn. And there's Sisu. This game might just be over from this point, as we are going to get a quick quest for 3 in. Take your pick. Tinkerbell, Diablo, and Palace Guard all showing their faces here.
Yeah.
And Sisu on turn number 3. Sisu is a comforting thing for me to see in decks yet again. I knew she would have her time to shine once more, and here she is in a tempo aggressive style Ruby Amethyst deck, and I love to see it.
And just looking at David's situation, obviously he's going to be bricked unplayable, and that's even more juicy for this Sisu, because the strength is going to be somewhere off the charts. It's going to be a lot, as you're missing ramp and you're still taking it slow, putting the Elsa down to the inkwell. We are going to play the Iago, who can kind of help you across some of these characters. Basil, now you love to have that Basil doing literally anything else. I would have. Even a Hercules, Basil's a hero. That's kind of cool, but you can't play Hercules in Sapphire. What am I talking about? But, and there it is. So, Garrick, we just got production coming in saying that Ink did get defeated in round number 1. I'm gonna ask you your thoughts on that and what how are you feeling? I mean, you were talking a lot of trash there earlier, and it's not looking great here for this 2-0 situation here.
Yeah, we felt bad that we beat them before and wanted them to get a win. So that's really what's going on here, as we get a quick quest for 4 in, and Kendall basically had every single thing you wanted on the draw here. 1 drop, double 1 drop, Sisu into Genie, just go so quickly that your opponent cannot keep up with it. The Iago here, though, is standing at attention, ready to defend the home base here. We got to get to challenging as soon as possible and remove some of this lore off the board. I'd love to know how many cards are in David's hand. He did draw 2 off the Junior Woodchuck guidebook, which means that this Sisu might be a beefy adversary to try and challenge into right now.
Yeah, you would love to keep that Iago around to kind of strike blows with this Genie next turn, or you can get the Genie right now, exert the Genie, and then now the Iago can clear the Genie, and then the Elsa can clear the Diablo, but that still feels quite miserable, as if this they never come back comes down next turn to pop this Iago while we get another chunky quest in, you're going to feel directly right into Shambleville. I'm not sure. Maybe you think about trading up this Iago into the CC right now. I don't know if that's the play. I think the Genie is still probably the correct move. Just keep as much lore off the board as possible.
I agree. I'd like to go for the Genie here and Diablo potentially. Remove 3 off of the board. That's the most you are going to get regardless, and keep your Iago healthier. But we are going to opt for the Sisu and remove the Diablo as well. It's interesting to see there, as the Sisu wasn't going to be able to challenge either way, and it was the same amount of lore. You can always dump some cards out of your hand next turn and go for the Sisu, take fewer damage, but maybe you're thinking the Iago is going to challenge the Genie and challenge the Sisu regardless, so it doesn't matter what order it is. But maybe you could have kept that Iago on the board if you challenged in a different order, but maybe there's something that you want to stack over 3 damage on, such as Bell Accomplished Mystic could be something that we're considering as well.
That could be an absolute great call. A Bell Accomplished Mystic coming on through, but still you could have put I don't know, man. I just personally Would have liked to seen that going a little bit different, but it's still gonna be a vibe. We don't know what Dave is cooking over there. As now, it did work out for you. The gambit pays off because if you want this Iago gone, you have to sacrifice one of your genies, and Kendall is not willing to do that. Just continue to quest these glimmers, getting them moving. Palace Guard still stuck to the board. Bell, the accomplished mystic, would be a super good shout to be able to clear this Palace Guard and one of those genies while healing our Iago in the process. Even Cheshire Cat, I'll probably take that. Getting this damage off the Iago is paramount in this situation.
Yeah, you want that Iago to live, to continue to challenge. That's definitely something you want to see as David is on 5, going to 6. So we're not into the Hades Infernal Schemer ranges just yet. As another Iago is going to hit the Inkwell. We'll see what David has for 5.
Oh,
There is the Bell Accomplished Mystic. I called it as we're getting some spreadsheets on the board here. We are going to excel for 3, take out that Palace Guard, and then likely go into this Genie. So it's exactly how David wanted to draw it up there. He wanted more than 2 damage onto the Iago to move 3 with the Bell Accomplished Mystic.
wow. You set him up and you knock him down, and that is a great way to do it. As Dave said, I ain't heard no bell, but these genies are just flowing like the
Wow.
waters of Capistrano, dude, and they're on the board. And they are coming. I'm sorry. I watched Dumb and Dumber the other day. I do apologize. As here it is. But now all you have to deal with this Iago. If he hits another plus or another bell or a Cheshire Cat or more healing, could be a problem. We're continuing to board
Oy.
flood. Diablo is back, and we're questing again. That's 14.
Yeah, these 2 cost 3/3 2 questers are a problem. And I
Illegal.
love to see them in my hands for sure. Like, if you can get the Giga, you can just go 1 drop, 2 drop, like 1 drop Diablo, Sisu, double Diablo if you have 3 in your hand on turn 4, and now you're questing Insano style. But even finding them late game is super nice. Like, a lot of the time you don't necessarily want to see your 2 drop late in the game. Amethyst Steel, for example, probably doesn't want to see a Black Heron, but I can tell you I'd love to see this Black Raven in the form of the Diablo. What are we going to go for here? We are going to go for the Genie. I think that is the right choice, as Hades and Bell can both challenge into Diablo and not the Genie, as Iago is going to take out the other Genie, taking himself out as well. And we're going to get on the board for 1, as David is starting to get back into the game here. And like we heard Ed talk about, as long as you're below 16 against this Ruby Amethyst deck, you can start to stabilize a little bit. We'll see if David is able to do that as Kendall gets to number 16. Oh,
and we do have
a
the White Rose in there
is
too.
in the deck. Spicy.
So
And another Diablo.
Every time you think you got him and you can fight back, you're gonna just reach back and draw a nub, as another bird is in, the White Rose is in. So game is on board right now. You need a way to engage with these ready characters, specifically that 3/3 quester to Black Raven. Watchful Spy, I believe is his name, as T-Po's drawn. You hate to see it. You need that guy on
Spiteful
too.
Raven, I believe he is.
I think it's Watchful something. Watchful Raven.
I think he's spiteful.
I'm sure he's definitely not spiteful.
He's spiteful.
You can't be spiteful in the game.
I've been playing the card a lot.
It's definitely not spiteful for sure.
Can I see spiteful?
Is it spiteful? Please don't
Yeah.
be spiteful. Garrett can't be right on this.
It's not.
Thank you.
watchful.
Okay.
All right. Whatever.
Oh, Amethyst Emerald spiteful?
It's a Berenstain Bears in situation.
Gotcha.
As
okay.
the spiteful Raven is that evasive Witch Challenger too.
That's so Raven. It's a future I can see. It's so mysterious to me. Oh, sorry, here we go. We need to get back on track as we have this ready. Yo, we got Lorcana
Villain
Villains
is in the
YouTube.
building.
We got a YouTube chat. We got to get the chat merged together because I need to start paying attention to the YouTube chat as well.
Shout out to Lorcana Villain. It's got to be in the wee hours of the night over there for Lorcana Villain, but cannot. He heard that Kendall Burdett, aka No I'm Not, was on the board playing Ruby Amethyst, and he had to lock in to see what the deal was, as David is just playing everything here. Doesn't look like he has an answer to this White Rose, and Kendall Burdett is going to take it on Ruby Amethyst 2-0, a quick 2-0 against this purple deck. Maybe if David was able to find the ramp, things would have gone differently, but we are going to head on over into the booth and talk to both of these amazing players. Hello, gentlemen. For the ICL, and we're going to start with the winner here. No, I'm not. Kendall Burdett back on Old Faithful Ruby Amethyst, but a little bit of a different vibe now. We're going a little bit lower. We're going a little bit faster, but we still have some control tools in there, such as that Demona, the Elsa, the Fifth Spirit, the Headless Horseman, which we saw you banishing every single genie David was able to find. Tell us, as one of the original Ruby Amethyst masters, how did you feel about this new build coming out? How do you feel about it now? And do you think it's a deck to consider bringing to a DLC?
Yeah, so I guess like Ruby Amethyst is back. It had a good showing this weekend. I believe it was a mirror match in the finals.
Yep.
I was kind of playing it before then. Am I excited it's back? I will say, like, yes, it's Ruby Amethyst, but it's definitely a completely different deck than in the past. This is more of an aggro deck, as you saw, like, in my game too. You just kind of play 2 questers and then turn them sideways and let Iago's like 3-for-1 you sometimes or whatever. It just kind of doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That's what this build in particular, especially with like the White Roses, just to try to, close out the games. Yeah, I don't know. It still feels really good. I would consider taking it to a DLC for sure.
Nice. Can you just go into your build a little bit, because people do tune into the ICL and they want to get some real time feedback. Is there any tech cards you included, or are you pretty much stock? Is there anything that you are liking a lot this set in this deck, or cards you are not liking? Can you just talk about your specific deck and why you brought this deck to the ICL?
Well, I brought it to the ICL because it was mostly cards I own. I
Nice.
do own the Sapphire cards because I played Blurple last season, but yeah, like for instance, I don't have green blue in my pocket, so but yeah. As far as tech choices, like I think this is fairly, like if you look at a lot of the Ruby Amethyst decks, they all play like the same core, like they're probably playing the same 12 1-drops, the same 8 2-drops, at least 8 of the same 3-drops. I guess White Rose is the difference in like those finalist builds, I believe, from this past weekend. As an additional 3-drop. I'm playing a few Iagos. I guess some things that like we didn't see on camera. Right now in the deck I have 1 Hades and 1 Yzma. Again, this is the amount of copies that I just own. I think online, like I have been trying more Yzma. I'm not sold on Yzma yet, but yeah. As far as Hades goes, Hades was just in the deck because I don't have the Yzmas. I'm not really a fan of Hades and Ruby Amethyst. I feel like the deck wants to just curve 1 through 5 and empty your hand into a Demona, and so the more Hades you have in your deck, it just makes the Demona turns a lot more awkward. 98% of the time, I think Hades is always just drawing 2 cards, so it's not letting you unload for Demona the following turn. So the best thing like you can be doing is curving 1 through 5 with the Headless Horseman, and ideally he lives. Then you play Demona, and then it kind of like lets you make some favorable trades to take out their whole board. If they draw cards, it's kind of whatever because they lost their whole board, and you should still have like a pretty surmountable board. And then like I have 2 They Never Came Back, and tonight I was wanting to try a Magical Maneuvers. I guess if I say I wanted to try it and I put 1 in the deck, but yeah, I never drew it. The deck kind of does struggle with the illusions, or at least like Iago specifically. I think like Cobra or Palace Guard you don't really care about, but so I wanted to have one extra action. Maybe we need to play 4 or 5 actions, but I wanted to try the Magical Maneuvers on top of They Never Came Back, specifically because I found myself a lot of times like boosting Cheshire Cats back and forth in the purple matchups. Maybe if you're not necessarily taking characters out, but you're just kind of moving damage around so that they can't like move damage back. Like on Headless Horseman, for instance, like you're just constantly moving like 1 damage around to prevent them from putting 2 damage onto your Headless Horseman to keep them alive. So yeah, like I think that having the magical maneuvers to potentially bounce a Cheshire Cat at some point and using that to either one, take out an illusion, then also draw a few cards if you're returning Cheshire Cat would be pretty neat. Other than that, I think it's pretty standard. I had no Hercules. I think it might be worth trying 1 or 2 Hercules. I don't particularly want to play a bunch of Hercules because right now the core is just like 12 uninkables. So you would have to trim maybe on Headless Horseman. Yeah, no, I think that's it. I think, yeah, the build is just pretty standard. Curve out, turn them sideways, and let them do the math on trading and stuff. And I
Nice.
feel like there was one other thing I want to say, but yeah, I forget.
I mean, the deck seems super clean. I know Garrick's a big fan. I'm quickly becoming a huge fan, and I enjoy to see it. I'm glad to see you back playing your colors, whether you know it or not. It means a lot to a lot of people, to include myself as a fan. You know, so I know it's not the same thing, but it's close enough, Kendall. So we're going to take what we can get, and we're not going to throw a fit. But we also have David here. Okay, Garrick, I'm not going to let you talk to your teammate because I know you're going to be harsh and critical, but I'm not going to do that. As David is in the building, and David, I got to ask you, man, what's up with Ramp On 2? I mean, is that not a part of your game plan, or is that not something you're trying to do, or do you think you went without it?
So
Or
it's something that I try to avoid at all costs.
Gotcha. Okay, makes sense.
I love opening with guidebooks on 2. There's no better feeling in the world than knowing that the world is not going well for you. I had a rough time missing ramp. That does not detract anything at all from Kendall's plays and the deck that he brought, and there was so much aggression, especially in game 2 when I really thought, I was like, maybe there's a chance. It's a rough mulligan of 7, but it's filled with inkables. We got a couple of Elsa, a couple of Bow. We have an Iago. We should be fine. And that is not at all how that worked out. It's not at all how that worked.
I mean, it was tough.
I've been comfortable playing Blurple for a while. I was on Blurple last set for the majority of set 9. I started playing it about a week ago. I was on Blue Steel for the first few weeks of this set. And Blurple did really well for me this weekend at some of the PAX Unplugged events. It felt really strong into the meta. And I'm in love with Sudden Scare as a card. It did not do well at all during our matches. But it has been a house for me into the other Sapphire decks.
Yeah, David, it stinks missing the Ramp On 2, but I think you played game number 2 as well as you could. I mean, Kendall was able to get all those 2 quests. Just find even the 2-drop Diablos like so annoying to deal with because of the stat line, the 3/3. The stats in the Ruby Amethyst deck are ridiculous and everything seemingly questing for 2, but the Iago was able to stand its ground really well. Is there anything in the list that you're currently playing? Because I know there are a lot of Blurple diehards out there, a lot of Blurple fans that have been there since the beginning, and then their deck became the boogeyman last set and now has seemingly fallen off, but you're liking it a lot. What do you see in Blurple that you don't see in the other control decks, for instance, that makes you want to play it?
To be honest, so the issues that I was having with Blue Steel starting in this set, as it turns out, doing nothing for the first 3 turns of the game is not good. A lot of decks just run under you. I'm not saying it's a bad deck. I'm just saying that it has really bad matchups into a lot of the field. Blurple still has great 1-drops. It still has an amazing evasive package. It has all of the great Amethyst tools. Plus, you have so many ways that you can build. You can go more tempo-oriented style. You can go harder control build. Like, I'm not running Monstros as part of the sacrifice that I'm probably going to have a slightly weaker match into green-blue. But I faced green-blue several times over the weekend, and the sheer amount of draw between having the guidebook, having Hades, and having a Demona Being able to just burn your hand down and leave like a guidebook on the table and have a Demona in hand, knowing that if they board wipe, that sucks. But you also have things like Sudden Scare to just remove whatever the giant threats are. It feels so good into other Sapphire matches, the sheer amount of just instant removal to the Inkwell between Hades 5, Hades 7, the Into the Unknowns, any number of Sudden Scares that you want to use. There's so many ways to just delete characters that it's not really common in the meta right now. There are no other decks that have this level of sheer removal, short of green with like wiping an entire board.
Very nice. Very nice. I like it. Are you playing Tamatoa though, right? You are playing Tamatoa or no? No
I'm
one
not playing
Tamatoa?
Tamatoa.
Not playing
I'm
Tamatoa.
not playing
Okay.
Tamatoa.
I saw people speculating that, but I thought the match was still great. I think you made the best out of it given your circumstances and situation, but it just didn't work out for you this time. It didn't work out for the squad, but still, it's going to be a vibe here on the ICL. We really appreciate you guys coming through. But gentlemen, I think we're probably going to start to wrap this thing up as we are starting to prepare for. I think we're going to get another match in because I don't think there's going to be a third. We're going to get another match in. So I'll go ahead and start this thing with some shout outs. We'll start with you first, David Garner, and then we'll kick it over to our winner, Kendall. So David, please go ahead and talk to him. Shout outs are yours. The floor is open.
First and foremost, I have to shout out to my entire team. Ink is doing amazing things in the DMV. We're doing amazing things with a lot of other content creators, with a lot of other casters, and I'm really, really excited for our event for next set that Katie kind of hinted at earlier in the cast. But honestly, shout out to the entire team. And I have to give a shout out to the Flower Farm. If you're not part of the Discord, you just should be. It's an amazing place to learn and become better, and it's a huge part of why I got better with Blurple in the last set and got better as a player.
Absolutely. Shout out to Ink though. I think there is an event coming up. I don't want to say too much about it because I don't think it's officially announced yet, but I can't wait to come out there and meet you guys again and hang out with the Ink crew. It's going to be an absolute vibrational frequency. But the winner, Kendall, came out here and got it done, representing the World Class Cards organization, getting revenge over the Ink who took you guys out in the exhibition match. The floor is yours. Please, any shout outs that you want to give?
Yeah, shout out to my team, like always, World Class Cards and the owner, Robert. Good luck to them. The majority of them are heading out to Singapore like today or tomorrow. That's why we just don't have a third that can even show up for tonight. Yeah, I don't know. Shout out my girlfriend for letting me play card games. Shout out card games. Shout out Vibes, Riftbound. Charlie's
Yo.
Collectible Show, 25K is in 2 weeks down in Atlanta, Georgia. That's where I'll be next.
Let's get it.
Everyone should come out. That's a CCQ. Sorry, I get LCCC mixed up and CCCQ, but
A lot of C's, man.
yeah, it's a CCQ. So I expect to see a lot of people there. When I get their Continentals invite, I still don't have mine, so I'll definitely be there.
Okay. Hopefully, I've never been to. I'm from Atlanta, and I've never been to a CCS. So maybe I can show up, man. Maybe I should catch a wild hair and hop on a plane and just get up in there. I'm from there, man. I gotta lock in, dude. I gotta wake up and get active, dude. That's a 4,000-mile flight. But gentlemen, again, I want to thank you guys both so much. I know you got a lot to do, get ready for, and prepare. Are you going to Singapore? You're not going to Singapore, right?
No, I'm not going to Singapore. I love my family,
Okay.
and I'll be eating Thanksgiving with them.
Smart.
Awesome.
I'm just joking.
Shout out.
No. Yeah, I'm not going to Singapore. Honestly, the Thanksgiving thing didn't even come up for me, or it wasn't even a thought. It was mostly I did not want to fly 23 hours around the world to play Best of One, but that was my decision. So
Okay, man. That's gonna be some sad sap is gonna have that experience. Like, go over there, fly 23 hours, lose a bunch of dice, and then you're out of there. That's gonna be your experience. All right. Well, gentlemen, it's been great. We're gonna hop back over to the broadcaster booth and shut this thing on down. So thank you guys so much again, as we truly appreciate it. All right.
All right, thank you. I guess GG's. I imagine we can.
Are
leave
you
if they're all
are you
death
sure? I
units.
mean, I just need to.
Yep.
I gotta get my. Oh, they can hear me. Oh my goodness. Oh, they can hear me because I think I'm muted. I might be muted. I think yeah. I just need to. If you want to bump in, Luke, and take it, if Garrett can stay, because I do need to go. I have to ride out. Are you sure? Okay. 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 All right. So we are actually going to close the show. Listen to production. We're probably going to shut it down here. But oh, they can hear us. They can hear everything. So they just heard all that, Luke. You just spoiled the plot there. Okay. They didn't hear me. You sure? 'Cause-
They heard you, but not Luke, I think.
okay. They might have heard you before, but just JDZ. Okay, my bad. But Garrick, man, what a long day. We had this is not a podcast. We had the LCCC, and then we have the ICL, and it's been nice to hang out with the good homie Garrick for this much time. It's been a pretty great night.
Yeah, of course. I love casting. Shout out to the ICL, the entire production. I love to say it every single week, but really appreciate every single opportunity that I'm given. Shout out Rod. Shout out all the judges, and of course Luke Wonderland, the legend himself. This has been an exciting season of the ICL, and it's only going to get better from here. So everybody should stay locked. Stay loaded because there is even more ICL action coming tomorrow. As we heard from Kendall, the majority of his team are heading out to Singapore to play some more Disney Lorcana, so they weren't able to field a team of 3, which is why we don't have this final match going up between Inc. and World Class Cards. But this weekend, we do have a Thanksgiving charity event going on. A 16-player, 5 rounds of Swiss with a top 8 cut. And all support will be going to the Trevor Project. That will be streamed here on Luke Wonderland's channel. So if you're able to lock in and check it out, you definitely should. I don't know if this is spoilers. I don't know if I'm allowed to even say it. I'll be playing in this event.
You're
and
playing?
I'm playing. I know. I'm stepping out of the caster's booth. I'm getting
Okay.
some play on. I know I mostly do my games off air. People don't really get to see me, but I'll be doing it and I'll be having a lot of fun. It's for a great cause. I'm very thankful that I was and grateful that I was invited to this event, and I hope it goes really well. So everybody, if you can, show up 12 p.m. Central Time this Sunday, an amazing charity event that is being put on here. JDZ,
Very
thoughts?
nice. I'll be there. I'll be assisting Luke in a little bit of a broadcast capacity
Nice.
this Sunday. I know it's going to be a nice, well-rounded menagerie of broadcasters and talent. They're coming through, just sharing their voices and having a good time and being light. Hopefully, we keep the mood super light and fun on that Sunday event. Just keep it, super low key, but still quite professional, as we often do here at the ICL. So it's going to be the first one. We're going to have many, many more of these. This is a nice little test run. So shout out to Luke for putting it all together as the maestro behind the scene. And we're going to bring it to you guys this Sunday. So make sure you tune in, get nice and full off your Thanksgiving if you celebrate, or wherever you're at. Just make sure you're having a nice and safe time. But I can't wait. But tomorrow we're going to have more ICL action. Who's playing? Who's on the radar?
In the ICL tomorrow, I was trying to pull it up. I should have done it while you were talking because that would have been a good thing to do. But I will pull it up right now as the season 2 schedule is up, and it is November 26th. I don't see who's on the feature, but I do see who's all playing each other. Who is playing each other tomorrow on the feature? All right, so it's going to be Restand, who got a rebrand that would be the Zach Bivens and crew going up against the Flower Farm, who David Gardner so eloquently shouted out before. So another amazing matchup coming to you tomorrow in the ICL, as we do every single Tuesday, every single Wednesday. So pull up. I mean, I think it's going to be absolutely electric. This is a matchup that I'm very excited to see.
I can't wait. All right. But I think that gets it done. Well, my fellow Illumineers, we will see you all tomorrow for another fantastic matchup of the ICL. But as always, I'm JDZ. This is Garrick. Peace. Raid going out.
Raid is going out. Stick around and give them some love. And
There
be
it is.
here on Sunday.